Good morning, my dear students. Today, I am going to discuss the next subunit under general principles and the process of isolation of elements. Here, I am going to discuss the concentrated ore will be converted into more suitable form of ore. Kindly follow. I am Dr. R. Gunasekharan, Professor of Chemistry, who is taking class for you. As you know already, we have 5 steps generally. That is, 1. Natural ores will be converted into powdered ores by grinding. Then powdered ores will be converted into concentrated ores. Then concentrated ores will be converted into suitable forms of ore by different methods. Then suitable form of ores, from the suitable form of source, impure metal can be extracted by using different methods. And finally, impure metal can be purified into pure metals. So we have discussed last class, from powdered ores, it is converted into concentrated ore. Today I am going to discuss the third one, that is, concentrated ore can be converted into suitable form of ore by different conversion methods. Kindly follow. So here under this, there are 2 important methods are available to convert concentrated ore into more suitable form of ore. That is, conversion of concentrated ore into more suitable form of ore. These methods are: 1. Calcination, another is roasting. What is meant by calcination? Calcination is a process where the concentrated ore is heated in the absence of air, whereas roasting is a method in which the concentrated ore is heated in presence of air. That is the only difference. Here only action of heat. Here in presence of we are heating, that is oxygen, we are heating. That is the only difference between these 2 methods. So first let me concentrate calcination. Under calcination, that is heating in the absence of air. Please follow. Calcination is the process in which the ore is heated strongly in a reverberatory furnace. I will show you the furnace. Kindly follow. Reverberatory furnace, you might have been studied in your book. In the absence of air, to remove unwanted impurities like water, volatile gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. Kindly follow. So for simple example, limestone, calcium carbonate, when I heat in reverberatory furnace, we are getting calcium oxide, carbon dioxide is escaping into the atmosphere. So what will happen now? The calcium present in the calcium carbonate, the percentage, that is, it was in the form of carbonate ore. Now on heating, what is happening? It is converted into oxide ore. It is a more suitable form of oxide ore. So removal of carbon dioxide taking place. The same way, in the case of aluminum oxide 2H2O, when you heat in the absence of air, aluminum oxide and water's 2 moles of water is getting eliminated. So now again it is further concentrated, is converted into suitable form. Kindly follow. Now what you are seeing is the reverberatory furnace. You might have been studied already. Normally here, kindly follow, this is called bed or hearth. This is the bottom layer is called bed or hearth, and this is all iron bars, and over here is the fuel is there. Kindly follow. So now what will happen now? when you are heating the fuel, so the heat will be produced, and we are keeping your sample here. Here we are keeping the sample here. So the heat that passes through here, when it is going here, so in the absence of air, what will happen? It will get decompose. What we have seen in the case of calcium carbonate and aluminum oxide dihydrate. So that gases will be escaping from here. So be leaving the more suitable form of ore in the laboratory furnace. Kindly follow. So the second we'll call it as roasting. Roasting is a process in which the ore is heated in a regular supply of air in a reverberatory furnace. Kindly follow. Reverberatory furnace or in a blast furnace. That is another furnace at a temperature below the melting point of the metal. That is the most important. So we have to heat below the melting point of the metal, you have to heat. So during roasting, the volatile impurities are removed and the ore generally change into its oxide form. So in presence of oxygen, all the metals will be converted into more suitable form of its oxide. So easily we can remove oxygen and you can get the pure metal. Kindly follow. This is called roasting. So here what you are seeing is blast furnace used for this purpose. Different temperatures are maintained in this. Kindly follow. Lower is the 2170 Kelvin, and next middle 1570 Kelvin, 1270 Kelvin, and top 1070 Kelvin. So when you move from bottom to top, the temperature decreases. So high temperature at the bottom. So there is a provision at the top so that you can add your ore along with coke and calcium, that is plus calcium carbonate. Please follow. So you are heating, and when then here through the air, oxygen can be supplied through the side here to this. So what will happen now? This is getting heated. When hot air is passing through, the lower one high temperature will go upward low temperature. So the ore is coming down from the top to bottom. So when it is reaching at the bottom, it is almost pure the metal or the metallic oxide will be coming. So that this is the way the big iron is collected by this method, blast furnace. Please follow. So let me give some examples under roasting. For example, zinc sulfide in presence of oxygen, 2 moles of zinc sulfide plus 3 moles of oxygen, an action of heat gives 2 moles of zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide is formed. So sulfide is converted into more suitable form of zinc oxide ore. Same way, lead sulfide converted by oxygen roasting to lead oxide and sulfur dioxide is again going away. And this is again cuprous sulfide on heat of roasting converted into corresponding the cuprous oxide. So all sulfide ore converted into oxide ore with the help of roasting. This is the most important informations. Let me come for the fourth methods, that is, kindly follow methods of extraction of crude metals. Please follow. So we are coming for the fourth method. Methods of extraction of crude metals. Crude means impure metals. What are the methods available? 1. Smelting or carbon reduction method by heating with carbon. Carbon monoxide reduction method, heating with carbon monoxide. Hydrogen reduction. Magnesium reduction. Then aluminum reduction method, self reduction, electrolytic reduction, and amalgamation process. So these are the 8 methods are available to convert the suitable form of ore converted into impure metal. Crude metal means impure metal. So let me go one by one now. Kindly follow. Before going inside, so I have to introduce Ellingham diagram. What is the Ellingham diagram? Let me explain. Because when we are using any metal oxide or metal sulfide, anything you want, so what the reagent you have to use for reduction to get impure metal. We have seen again nearly 8 methods we are doing that corresponding reduction. Kindly follow to get impure metals. So how to select a suitable the reducing agent so that Ellingham diagram is useful to predict the suitable reducing agent. It is based on thermodynamic principle of metallurgy. Kindly follow. Ellingham diagram is useful to select suitable reducing agent in the reduction of metal oxides to get impure metal. So our aim is to reduce metal oxide to impure metal. So we know according to thermodynamics, we have seen that delta G equal to delta H minus d delta S. That delta G change in free energy, delta H change in enthalpy, delta H change in entropy, T temperature. Kindly follow. Now, for an equilibrium process, delta 0 can be given as delta 0 equal to minus RTLN Kp, where R we know that constant, T temperature, Ln natural logarithm 2.303 log, Kp equilibrium constant. Kindly follow. Using above equation, Ellingham calculated delta G0 values at various temperature for the formation of different metal oxides. Kindly follow. So he applied this equation and plotted delta 0 versus the T. He got that is different calculated delta G values at various temperature for the formation of different metal oxides. This is known as Ellingham diagram. Please follow. What is Ellingham diagram? This is the answer. By using the above equation, delta G0 equal to minus RTLN Kp, Ellingham calculated delta G0 values at various temperature for the formation of different metal oxide. So metal corresponding oxygen. So giving the corresponding, let me give now, that is X, this is Y I can give correspondingly metallic oxide. For all the cases of this metallic oxide, he calculated delta G0 different temperature. This is known as Ellingham diagram. Such a diagram helps us to predict the feasibility of thermal reduction of oxide ore using suitable reducing agent. I told you suitable reducing agent means carbon, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, aluminum, so many metals we are using. The criterion for feasibility is that at a given temperature, the standard Gibbs free energy of the reaction must be negative. This is the most important. The criterion of feasibility is that at a given temperature, standard Gibbs free energy of the reaction must be negative. That is the most important condition. So here what you are seeing is the, kindly follow the Ellingham diagram. Kindly follow. I can show you here the Ellingham diagram. Just wait a minute. Kindly follow. This is the Ellingham diagram. So just see here the left side delta 0 value, right side the temperature. So starting from that is plus 200 to here minus 1200, it is that delta G value. Here this is degree centigrade, these values are given, it is up to 2400 it is given. So let me start from the bottom, you kindly follow. The bottom is almost calcium plus oxygen giving calcium oxide, that is the lowermost one because more positive calcium. Next comes the correspondingly magnesium plus oxygen, magnesium oxide, second curve. Third curve is the correspondingly the aluminium plus oxygen, aluminium oxide. And next comes the correspondingly, so it is very, you can now see here, now it is clear. Manganese plus oxygen, manganese oxide. Chromium plus oxygen, chromium oxide. Zinc plus oxygen, zinc oxide. Iron plus oxygen, iron oxide. Nickel plus oxygen, nickel oxide. Copper plus oxygen, copper oxide. Mercury plus oxygen, mercury oxide. And silver plus oxygen, silver oxide. So higher is silver, the lower is calcium. Kindly follow. This is actually based on you have to memorize this order from the reduction potential series in that is in thermodynamics we have seen already, in the electrochemistry we have seen already. So that you have to memorize, then only you can able to predict that. So what is the more positive? Kindly follow. Alkali metals and alkaline earth metals are more positive. So among them calcium number 1. The next top is magnesium, then aluminium, manganese, chromium, zinc. Suppose, kindly follow, you want to exchange, remove, suppose you want to purify magnesium from magnesium oxide, you have to use only calcium. That means the lowermost metal you have to use. Kindly follow. The same way, magnesium or calcium you can use to eliminate, to replace aluminium. The same way, manganese. Kindly follow. So that is why, so you compare now copper and manganese, that is here, the zinc you compare. Zinc and copper you compare. So automatically, if you want to remove copper oxide from copper oxide, use zinc metal, you can heat with zinc metal. So zinc oxide will form, that copper will be coming out in the form of impure metal. So the what is the most importance of Ellingham diagram is the lowermost metal, that is more positive metal, you have to use for reduction. So less positive will be the oxides of less positive metal will be that is undergo reduction, so they will come out in the form of impure metal. Kindly follow. Please follow. This is the, so we have to memorize and you have to follow. So now let me come back. The next one. So methods of extraction of crude metals, Ellingham diagram. Let me explain now. Ellingham diagram normally consists of plots of delta G0 versus temperature for the formation of oxides of different elements. For the most metal oxide formation, the slope is positive. Positive means it is moving again below to the above. Kindly follow. Each plot is a straight line except when some change in phase, solid to liquid or liquid to gas, there is some bend you have seen already take place. The temperature at which such a change occurs is indicated by a point on the slope on the positive side. Example, calcium plus oxygen, calcium oxide, magnesium oxygen, magnesium oxide, zinc plus oxygen, zinc oxide. So we are seeing in the Ellingham diagram just now. Now, number 4. There is a point in the curve below which delta 0 is more negative, that is MXO is stable. Above this point, the MXO will decompose on its own. Kindly follow. There is a point in the curve below which delta 0 is more negative. So, number 5. As the temperature increases, that is right from 0 to 2200, generally delta 0 for metal oxide becomes less negative. Similar diagram also constructed for sulfide and halides and becomes clear why reduction of the metallic sulfide is difficult compared to oxides of metal. So, we have to concentrate only oxides of metals. Kindly follow. What is the advantages, applications of Ellingham diagram? Ellingham diagram helps to select a suitable reducing agent. Please follow the importance, advantage. Select a suitable reducing agent and appropriate temperature range for reduction. Because from that, even the temperature also you can fix from the Ellingham diagram. The reduction of a metal oxide to its metal can be considered as a competition between element used for reduction and the stability of the metal oxide formed. Kindly follow. If the metal oxide is more stable, suppose we are using some metal oxide, let me say this way, copper oxide we have, and we are treating with zinc, that is heating at a temperature, so we are measuring delta 0. So just see here, if the metal oxide is more stable, suppose you consider CO, after the formation what will happen? Zinc oxide and copper will be formed. I told you already, this zinc should be more positive than copper, then only replacement can take place. So that we have to memorize. There is no other way from the reduction potential series of the electrochemistry. That order you have to memorize. Kindly follow. So what will happen here? If the metal oxide is more stable, then the oxides of the element used for reduction, then there is no reduction take place. Please follow. If CO is more stable, then the correspondingly comparatively with the zinc when you are heating, so that is reduction, no reduction takes place. On the other hand, if the oxides of the elements for the reduction is more stable than metal oxide, on the other hand, if the oxides of the element for reduction is more stable than the metal oxide, kindly follow, then the metal oxide undergoes reduction. Kindly follow. To produce metal at a particular temperature. For example, from Ellingham diagram, for the formation of Ag2O and mercuric oxide at the upper part of the Ellingham diagram, they decompose at 600 to 700 Kelvin respectively. And this takes place even in the absence of a reducing agent. Even reducing agent not necessary, so they will easily decompose because they are unstable oxide. Stability will be very, very less. Ellingham diagram used to predict thermodynamic stability of reduction of metal oxides of one metal by another metal. Any metal can reduce the oxides of other metals which are located above in the Ellingham diagram. Please follow. I told you already. In the Ellingham diagram, whatever metal is above and below, you just think of. Whatever metal is below, that can easily replace the metal from the above metal from its oxide. For example, aluminum oxide is more stable below the diagram than chromium oxide above the diagram. Hence, aluminum can be used to reduce chromium oxide. But aluminum cannot be used to reduce magnesium oxide and calcium oxide because magnesium and calcium below, aluminum is above, which occupies lower position in the Ellingham diagram. So this is you must to know. So the order should be you have to memorize calcium, magnesium. Kindly follow this order you have to memorize calcium, magnesium. Then comes for aluminum, zinc. So it's going on now copper, silver, like that. This order you have to memorize because so only calcium can replace magnesium oxide will be reduced. Magnesium can reduce, that is aluminum. Aluminum can reduce zinc oxide, zinc and copper, copper to silver, like this. But reverse cannot take place. But aluminum cannot be used for magnesium oxide. Aluminum cannot be used for calcium oxide. So this is the important information I want to give from Ellingham diagram. Now, the line for formation of carbon dioxide, kindly follow, cuts across the line of many metal oxide and hence it can reduce all those metals at sufficiently high temperature. Example CrO3, zinc oxide, FeO, nickel oxide, etc. Kindly see the diagram. Please follow. In the diagram, kindly follow, there is carbon dioxide. See here. This is the carbon dioxide. This is the carbon dioxide at minus 400 degrees, that is delta zero values, and this is the temperature, it is constant, it is entire range of temperature. So whatever metal that is crossing this area, so we can use this carbon, we can use to convert into carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide can be used for the decomposition of the metal. Please follow. So kindly follow. The line for formation of carbon dioxide cuts across the lines of many metal oxide and hence it can reduce all those metals at sufficiently high temperature. That is, you have seen already, even at a high temperature. The next advantages, that is application. Ellingham diagram for the formation of FeO and the CO intersects around 600 to 1000 Kelvin. Below this temperature, the CO line lies above the FeO line, which indicates FeO is more stable than CO. Kindly follow. And hence, at this temperature, the reduction is not thermodynamically feasible. Please follow. However, above 1000 degree, we can now 1000 Kelvin, that is temperature, or Kelvin, you can, that is given is only in temperature. So CO line lies below the FeO line and hence we can use carbon as reducing agent and above this temperature. This can be understood with the following reactions. Kindly follow. So I am giving an example to understand. Just follow me. Suppose I am taking iron solid, treating with oxygen, forming ferrous oxide solid, delta G10, that is minus 350 kilojoule per mole. Now what is the next one? I am taking carbon, I am heating with oxygen to form carbon monoxide, the delta G20 minus 480 kilojoules. So what I am doing now, I am reversing equation 1 as 3. So that means this equation I am reversing this. So FeO coming here as 3, reversing. So minus 2 Fe plus O2. Now delta G3 0, that is equal to plus 350 kilojoule. When you reverse, the sign will change. Exothermic will become endothermic. Kindly follow. So I am now getting 1, 2, 3 equation. Now add equation 2 and 3. You add these 2 and 3. I am getting now 2C solid plus oxygen, O2 plus 2FeO, 2CO, 2Fe. So oxygen cancelled. So now I am getting the equation. Kindly follow. So this is the final equation I am getting. 2 carbon, moles of carbon solid plus 2 moles of FeO undergoes reduction. So carbon monoxide is formed, iron is liberated. That means this is feasible. So kindly see here equation now. Delta G30, that is plus 350 minus 480. So minus 130. So if it is delta G0 value, it is negative, it is feasible, thermodynamically feasible. That's why this reaction will take place. Kindly follow. So I am giving a very standard proof. So that means I can select now carbon as a reducing agent to reduce FeO. So theoretically as well as now experimentally I am proving. Therefore, the standard free energy change for reduction of 1 mole of Fe solid is equal to, see actually it is required 130 minus 130 to reduce 2 mole. So to reduce 1 mole divided by 2. Kindly follow. Because 2 mole both sides. So 1 mole means divided by 2. So minus 65 kilojoule per mole. Kindly follow. Now, limitations of Ellingham diagram, drawbacks. Ellingham diagram is constructed based on thermodynamic considerations. Thus, it gives information about the thermodynamic feasibility of a reaction. It does not tell anything about the rate of reaction. Please follow. It does not tell anything about rate of the reaction, rate of oxidation, rate of reduction. It also it does not give any idea about the possibility of other reaction that might be taking place. Side reaction may be taking place, but it does not give any information. The next one, drawbacks. The interpretation of delta G0 is based on the assumption that reactants are in equilibrium. Please follow. Because only in equilibrium minus delta G0 equal to minus RT ln K. Only based on that we have formed the Ellingham diagram. So the assumption is that reactants are in equilibrium with products, which are not always true because both are solid. Both are solid. Kindly follow. So this is about the Ellingham diagram. Kindly follow. So now let me go for the specific methods available to convert oxide. They convert the oxide or sulfide metal, that is the most suitable form of ore, to get impure metal. So I have given already, there are 8 methods I have given, I showed you. So let me go one by one. The first, again kindly follow. Always you have to keep in mind Ellingham diagram, the basic idea. So I am using first one, smelting, that is called carbon reduction method, is known as smelting. Kindly follow. Smelting is one of the reduction method where the metal oxide is converted into metal. Metal oxide is converted into metal. Here, the concentrated ore is melted with coke, carbon, and a flux. Flux means the silicate, aluminum, that is our silicon dioxide, and it involves calcinations, roasting and reduction. Please follow. Generally, lead, zinc, iron, copper, and tin are reduced by this technique. By smelting, these metals can be reduced. Lead, zinc, iron, copper, and tin can be reduced. Please memorize this one. Coming for smelting, now I am giving some example. The hematite Fe2O3 smelted with coke, heated with coke. So let's say Fe2O3, when I am heating with 3 moles of carbon, it is producing 2 moles of iron, 3 moles of carbon monoxide. What is happening now? The carbon monoxide also further will undergo reduction. That Fe2O3 excess again undergo reduction with 3CO to give again metal 2 moles of Fe, and carbon dioxide, 3 carbon dioxide is forming. Kindly follow. So the other impurities, so calcium carbonate will, if it is present inside, it is decomposed in the form of calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So that means with this we are calling it as flux undergoes calcination. This is unwanted impurities. Kindly follow. So what is flux? Let me explain now. So calcium oxide, this is SiO2 mean nothing but sand. So combining with this, calcium silicate is forming. That flux plus gangue impurity, that we are calling it as slag, it is coming out. Kindly follow. The next is, second method is carbon monoxide reduction method. First we have seen carbon reduction, smelting, then carbon monoxide reduction method. Take example mixed oxide of iron, Fe3O4. Why I am calling mixed oxide? It is nothing but ferric oxide and ferrous oxide. Kindly follow. It is a mixture of these two. We will call it as Fe3O4. So when you heat with 3 moles of carbon monoxide on heating, so correspondingly 3 moles of iron and 4 moles of carbon dioxide is liberated. So we are getting impure metal of iron. The same way, lead oxide, when you treat with carbon monoxide, gives lead and carbon dioxide. Please follow. So this is the most important information. So just see here, the carbon monoxide is the most important reducing agent commonly we are using in the Ellingham. With the help of Ellingham diagram, you can see. Then, third one, hydrogen reduction method. Using hydrogen also, we can reduce a number of metallic oxide. The example, nickel oxide, when you heat with hydrogen, nickel is liberated, water is forming. The same way, tungsten trioxide, when you heat with hydrogen, we are getting tungsten and 3 moles of water. Say molybdenum trioxide, heat with hydrogen, getting molybdenum, 3 moles of water. So this is example for hydrogen reduction method. And fourth one, magnesium reduction method. Kindly follow. This is the metal we are using for. This is the most important metal. Normally, lowermost will, if you go for calcium will be there, then next magnesium, then next the metal will be there. So normally magnesium will be the lowermost metal, more positive metal. We can reduce any metallic oxide. So this is rubidium trioxide, Rb2O3. When you heat with metal, so magnesium oxide and rubidium is formed. Same way, titanium tetrachloride, if you heat with metal, magnesium, titanium is liberated, magnesium chloride is formed. Kindly follow. So rubidium, we are getting out. Titanium, you are getting out in the form of impure metal. So the first case, a magnesium oxide is formed. Second case, magnesium chloride is formed. Next, fifth method, this is called aluminum reduction method, by heating with aluminum. Kindly follow. This method is also called as Gold-Schmidt thermit process. Gold-Schmidt thermit process. So chromium trioxide, when you heat with aluminum, so if you see the Ellingham diagram, chromium will be in the top, aluminum oxide will be at the bottom, so that aluminum can easily replace the chromium from the chromium oxide. So aluminum oxide is formed and chromium is liberated. Kindly follow. When you compare chromium oxide and aluminum oxide is more stable than chromium oxide. So then only this is feasible. Kindly follow. The same way, when you heat 3 moles of Mn2O4 and heat with 8 moles of aluminum, you are getting the manganese 6 moles is coming out and 4 Al2O3 it is formed. Kindly follow. So aluminum can replace the manganese. So that is the way it undergoes reduction. The next one is called self-reduction method. What is meant by self-reduction method? That is called air reduction. Air reduction. Here, some of the sulfide ores of less electropositive metal, please follow. Less electropositive means in the electrochemical series, the metals above hydrogen will be generally less electropositive. Below hydrogen, if you move down, it will be positive character increasing. So, mercury, copper, lead, antimony. So, these are all metals, less electropositive metal. So, when heated in air, will be converted into oxide or sulfate, which then reacts with the remaining part of the sulfide ore to give the metal and sulfur dioxide. Let me give example, then you can understand. What is meant by self-reduction? Let me explain. Just you compare these two reactions in the case of mercuric sulfide. So we are heating in presence of oxygen. Oxygen is you are using air reduction method. When you heat with mercury sulfide, when you heat with oxygen, easily mercury is converted into mercuric oxide, which is more stable. Sulfur dioxide is coming out. Kindly follow. Once mercury oxide is formed, this mercury oxide again react with the excess of mercury sulfide. That is called self-reduction. Even the product that is formed, it further undergoes again used for reducing the mercury sulfide to mercury, impure mercury and sulfur dioxide. That's why it is called as self-reduction. Normally, one step, here there are two steps. First step, it is converted into an intermediate mercuric oxide. Then intermediate mercury oxide, again it is reacting with mercuric sulfide to produce mercuric and sulfur dioxide. Kindly follow. The same way, another self-reduction, the copper you can take, cuprous sulfide. Cuprous sulfide, all sulfide oxide, sulfide ore only, we are using oxygen that is undergoes self-reduction. So cuprous sulfide, kindly follow, we are treating with oxygen corresponding cuprous oxide, sulfur dioxide. Then this cuprous oxide again from excess of cuprous sulfide undergoes reduction producing copper and sulfur dioxide. This is another example of self-reduction. Third is lead sulfide. 2 moles of lead sulfide, 3 moles of oxygen react to give 2 moles of lead oxide, 2 moles of SO2. So again, lead oxide, that is the product formed, it is again undergoes excess lead sulfide, it reduces. That means it is exchanging now, producing lead is getting liberated, impure metal lead is liberated and sulfur dioxide is coming out. So these three examples, that is mercury, copper and lead sulfide, this is a specific example of self-reduction method. The seventh method is called electrolytic reduction method. What is meant by electrolytic reduction? Chemically active and highly electropositive metals such as alkali metals and alkaline earth metals are extracted from their oxides. Kindly follow. Chemically active, more electropositive, first group and second group. Alkali metals and alkaline earth metals are highly electropositive metals. So, And these metals are extracted from their oxides, hydroxides, and chlorides by electrolytic reduction under an inert atmosphere using a cathode and anode separated by a diaphragm, so that the electrolytic product do not undergo recombination to form the salt again. So the important information here it is, kindly follow. So electrolytic reduction you can apply only for alkali and alkaline metal, oxide, hydroxide and chlorides. This is the important information. So let me take a specific example. Sodium chloride. It undergoes ionization in the form of sodium plus and Cl minus. So at cathode, kindly follow, sodium plus combining with electron to form sodium metal undergoes reduction. Kindly follow. At anode, so here 2Cl2 minus, 2Cl minus undergo to produce Cl2 and 2 electrons are produced. So this is oxidation. That means in anode oxidation takes place, in cathode reduction takes place. Kindly follow. So we are getting now the sodium at the cathode. And the last one, eighth one, amalgamation process. Amalgamation process. This method is suitable for the extraction of noble metals like silver and gold. Silver and gold, this method is suitable. Here, the concentrated ore is brought in contact with mercury, which takes up metal to form an amalgam. So, leaving other impurities, this will coat only the silver and the gold. It will form an amalgam. Coated with metal, it is formed amalgamated metal. After taking these other impurities are removed, after taking this coated amalgam metal, on distillation, heating, amalgam yields metals, whereas mercury vapors are condensed to form liquid. Mercury vapors are condensed to form liquid. Kindly follow, mercury is a liquid metal. It's a liquid metal. Kindly follow. Element, liquid metal. Kindly follow. Now, extraction of aluminium from bauxite ore. Kindly follow. Fused state and saturated with alumina constitute the middle layer. Pure molten aluminum is at the top layer serving as a cathode. Kindly follow. This is we are using the for reduction. Fused state and saturated with alumina constitute the middle layer. Pure molten aluminum at the top layer serving as a cathode. On passing electric current, aluminum from the middle layer passes into upper layer and at an equivalent amount from the bottom layer passes into middle layer. Pure aluminum is tapped from the top. Kindly follow. This is the way now we are getting by electrolytic reduction. Kindly follow. I have come to the conclusion. My dear students, thank you very much for your kind cooperation you have given for me. The students who are seeing the YouTube, my channel, Neat Chemistry by Dr. R. Gunasekaran, for the first time, kindly click like, click the subscribe button to motivate me. So I want to give one information. This Neat Chemistry channel I started to give to help poor students of India, to help to get 100 out of 100 marks, not only in class but also in NEET entrance examinations. So, this is my aim. That's why I started the channel. After complete, that is, I started from the 8th standard to 12th standard chapters I am discussing. It is starting from the 8th standard. Please follow. I included all the chapters of CBSE and other books. All the chapters included 8th, 9th, 10th. I have included under the basic concept of chemistry. So actually in the book there are only 16 pages. I have taken 17 hours for this one I utilized to give a very clear idea. So all students, they can use this one, YouTube. So you will have a very clear idea without any doubt, fundamental idea. The aim is only to help poor people. Kindly follow. So after seeing this, dear students, you can share with your friends, and to motivate me, please subscribe. That is the aim. Okay. Now I have another information for students who are waiting for NEET and an examination for the academic year. That is, students studying in +1, +2 and +2 completed students. We will call it as repeaters. So for them, I have one important information. So we are running a Vetri coaching center in Pondicherry for the last 20 years. And we have a website, Vetri.us. Kindly follow Vetri.us. And we have the 20 years of achievements we are giving in the website Vetri.us in the home page. If you go into the home page, you can view all the evidences, achievements you can see. Well, I will give one or two achievements. I will mention here. It is my duty. Number one, every year we are sending for the last 20 years, 10 to 20 students are sending to Jeepmar Medical College. 150 to 200 students we are sending to other medical colleges. I am saying by merit student, without paying. Merit student. And very few students are joining IIT and hundreds of students joining other engineering colleges. The most important information I want to convey, in 2003, a student named R. Srinivasa Raghavan, he came All India first rank in Jeepmar. At that time, no NEET entrance exam, common entrance examination was not there in 2003. It is started only some 6 years before. Kindly follow. So this is our achievement. Okay. I want to give 3 important features of Vetri.us which is not available in other online coaching. 1. This Vetri.us contains 200 video lesson, 200 unit test. Kindly follow. The 200 video lessons were taken by a professor with a doctorate degree and 30 years of experience, not only for IIT and medical, but also BSc, MSc and MPhil PhD level, research level. So they will be giving very clear idea in the lesson to give you clear information. What is the advantage in the video lesson is, video lesson full of containing notes like, if you want, you can just touch the video, it will stop, you can take notes, formula, definition, or any equation, any diagram, which is new to you because we are covering higher level. You have to attend IIT, so research point of view, they are asking questions. So we are covering up to BSc levels. But the topic is same, but level is BSc level we are covering. So that you can easily face NEET chemistry, Government of India entrance examination. So after again you touch the video, it will run again. So that it is the advantage of video lesson. Then unit test. Kindly follow. We are say for example here general principle and process of isolation of element. We have 2 tests, 1 and 2. Test 1, test 2. Each one have 45 questions. First you are writing T1 45 question means kindly follow all the test questions. All the 200 unit test questions are framed from 20 years of IIT question papers, from 20 years of AIMS, 20 years of AFMC, that is Armed Force Medical College, then AIPMT, MSET Andhra, Delhi, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry. All these question papers are only present in the unit test. Then you can raise the question, what is the advantage of giving only previous year question paper? We have observed for the last 6 years in the NEET entrance examination, from our vetted daughters, 75 to 80 questions, same questions are repeated. Same questions are repeated. It is an advantage for you. So 320 marks you are getting through with the help of vetted daughters. Please follow. And if you are a good student, a very bright student and hardworking, so another 300 plus you will get. So you will get easily 600 to 700 marks. A topper will get easily 600 to 700, become all India rank. You can join JIPMER or AIMS or Vellore, wherever you want. Kindly follow. Even a dull student, they can get 500 marks, 100% I can give guarantee. So if you go through, if you write 200 tests, not only tests, we will give video solution also, I will discuss later. It is given. So this is the most important information. Right. How to write the test? Here is your NEET, our vetted daughters, the entrance model test. So what we are giving is, we are giving subject by unit wise test in order to keep conveniency and time. We are keeping now 45 questions only. So there is a menu there. You enter the test and click, you will get topic wise. Say for example, chemistry, general principle and process, you click. Then there is a menu called attempt. Click attempt. Immediately a window will open. In the window, it will tell information to you. This unit has 45 questions. Each question carries 4 marks. For correct answer, 4 marks awarded. For wrong answer, 1 mark will be subtracted. Are you ready? It will ask. Then you click OK. Immediately a window will open. You can see the window. Question 1, you can see. Option A, option B, option C, option D, you can see. Also, there are 3 menus are there. And below that, here, there is 1 to 45 number in yellow color, it will be there. Can you see here? What is the left side, it is reverse. Right side, it is next. And center is complete. So you have to touch the center menu only after completing the 45 question. The next menu you have to use, go to for the next question. Suppose you want to come back, you have to use reverse. There are another facility also. There is below, there is 1 to 45, yellow color is there. Kindly follow. Suppose you are reading the questions and we are viewing the option A, B, C and D. And if you find A is the suitable answer for this one, click A. Immediately in vetted daughters, the unit test, the window here in the number 1 in 1 to 45 number yellow color, that 1 will change into green color, indicating that you have attended the question. Please follow. The second number will come blue color, all other will be yellow color. So this is directly you can view what question you have attended, what are the questions you have not attended, you can be able to see. This facility is not available in other online coaching center. Please follow. Right. Let me give one important information that is suitable not only for vetted daughters but also for NEET entrance, common entrance examination of India. My dear students, the +1, +2 and +2 completed students, also kindly listen me. You have to follow 3 steps whenever you want to write a test. Please take a rough note and a pen. Now start first 3 steps. First step, you start first to botany, zoology, chemistry and physics. This order you have to take. So normally question paper will be physics, chemistry, botany, zoology. This order will be there. Just you go directly to the botany first. and then next zoology, then next chemistry, and then you come back to physics. So you go only theory question, 100% known question, put tick mark. So automatically you will be getting, suppose you are getting 100 question, you have clicked means 400 marks you will be getting there. Please follow. 100 into 4, 400. The interesting information, out of these 400 marks, 320 from Wikidata will help you, because the question will be repeated. Then second step, you go again botany, zoology, chemistry, theoretical but difficult question. You think twice, thrice, logically, and then if you feel that it is 80% worth, it is correct, you can put a tick mark. And if you feel less than 40% worth, you don't tick, leave the question. Second step over. Then third step, final step, go to chemistry and physics to attend the problem. Chemistry will have 1/3 of the questions will be problem, whereas just half of the 50% of problem will be in physics. So when you are attending problem, apply suitable formula, suitable units, then do calculations, get the answer, and compare the answer with the option A, B, C, and D. If their answer is there, put a tick mark, otherwise don't click the answer. And just verify if it is any mistake you have done or calculation. Compare, kindly follow. This is the way you have to follow to score more marks. So if you follow this method, minimum 600 to 700, 100% you will get. Kindly follow. You will become a doctor. Okay. Let me come back now. Wikidata. Yes. In the Wikidata, I told you, you have the same method, 3 steps you have followed for specifically physics and chemistry. The same with this method you can apply specifically, because including problem will be there. So after finishing, so you can see all the 45 questions will be in green color. So if you attend all the 45 will be green color. Otherwise, the yellow color will indicate that question you have not attended. Now what you have to do now, click complete. Click complete. Here in Wikidata, complete. Immediately a window will open indicating you are giving your marks. Let us assume you are getting 160 out of 180, because 45 into 4, 180. So 160 out of 180 you are getting. That means 20 marks you are losing. You want to know where you have done mistake. So we have provided facility in Wikidata. This facility is not available in other online leading coaching center. Please follow. What way? There is a menu called review. That is, when you are seeing the mark in the window. The immediately next is the review menu is there. Press the review, again a window will open. In the window you can see question number 1, option A, option B, option C, option D you can see. Then correct answer, it will be indicated. Correct answer will be indicated in yellow color, and below that there is video solution. Please follow. Video solution. So what you have to see here, suppose you have attended A is the correct answer, I told you beginning. Your answer will be in blue color. The correct answer will be in yellow color. So by compare, both are same, your answer is correct. If they are different, your answer is wrong. Then what you have to do? Your duty, just click the video. This facility is not available in other online leading coaching center. So what they are there, you can see in other online, they will give one word or one line typed one as solution. They will give one word or one line they will give as a solution. Please follow. But here we are giving a video solution running 10 to 15 minutes it will run. The professor who are handling the classes will be handling this video solution. So he will be standing in front of a board. In the board you can see the question, option, everything. He will read the question, he will read the option, then he will explain the basic principles, a definition, and any extra points, and the short method, route, Everything he will explain. Diagram, if it is necessary, he will give the diagram. And everything he will give. When the tabular column, any differences, everything he will indicate. So he will take 10 to 15 minutes to explain in detail, to explain the question. Even a dull student, they can easily understand the problem. Whereas in other online coaching, only bright student can understand, but dull student they cannot understand. Please follow. So what is happening here? This is the way. This is our Vetri daughters is superior in compared to other online coaching center. Another most important information is it is a low cost. With all these facilities, we are giving with a low cost. We are collecting only 10,000 rupees per year. 10,000 rupees per year. If you go for other online, you can ask, they will ask you in lakhs. So how to pay 10,000 rupees? Pay 10,000 rupees only in the name of Santi, Director, Vetri Coaching Center. The bank, Indian Bank, account number 71271947, IFSC code IDIB 000P134. So any query or any information you want, you contact my cell number as well as WhatsApp number 98941764225. So my dear students, best of luck. See you again in my next class. Bye bye.